Okay, we are in Salem. Well done, kids. Well done. And it's way bigger than I thought. And so we just got dropped off. Tom's gonna go park the RV somewhere. I don't have a map. I only have my phone, and nothing's really open yet. But here we are. Here we are doing it. I deny it to my death. Can you stand up? I do plead not guilty. I am innocent. God knows I am innocent. I'm wholly innocent of such wickedness.
Wait, these are all right?
Yep. No, these are quotes from the people who were killed.
If our Lord help me. If I would confess, I should save my life.
If I would confess, I should save my life. So if they said, yep, I'm a witch, then they wouldn't be killed. How crazy is that?
I thought they didn't want witches.
Right, but if they admitted to being a witch, then they would be put in prison. But if they wouldn't admit it, then they were killed. This is actually a good parallel, because this is what you're expected as a believer of Christ is. It might come to a point where you have to say, I don't believe in Jesus to be saved. But if you won't say that, you will be killed. That happens a lot in this world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? Heavy?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go check it out. So it says the person's name and when they were hanged. 1692. Isn't that wild? That was a very long time ago.
Samuel Wardendale.
Yeah.
What is this? Can you read it?
Somebody wrote a poem.
Is this every single person that died, or is there
Yep.
more? Is there more?
There was actually more, but these were the original ones. Some people died in jail.
Oh, this is the same time as that one.
They all were hanged on the same day, I believe, or within the same couple of days.
September 22.
It was like a frenzy.
Wilma Red. Wilma Yang Studler. Putty. Mary Parker.
English, Philip and Mary have the most money in the biggest house. Now,
What happened there?
if we're taking
That's
people's
where he's
money,
saying,
what happens
I put a
we
spell
don't
on you?
have to pay, right? So,
I'm gonna spell it.
eventually they are accused.
City Hall.
So it took them 2 years?
No, it was just,
So this is Alice's house?
yep, Allison.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Want to take a pic?
Yeah.
There's a sweet little garden behind Rope's mansion, which is Allison's house in Hocus Pocus, which we are fans of. But there's a sweet little garden behind the mansion, so be sure to check that out. All right. We have located the schoolhouse where, where the witches are burned up in the kiln, and where they meet Danny, or not, Allison and whatever his name is, I can't remember. And then they wander through this park after school, remember?
Yeah.
There you go.
Isn't this
Right
the place
across
where
the
they ran and like played around after they burned the witches up?
This is after school when he gives Allison his phone number.
yeah.
They come walk through here.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Kind of cool.
Witch house. Sure. Oh, crazy, huh?
but it's close to a half hour of a presentation.
All right, Salem, Massachusetts. Not super RV parking friendly, so I had to park about I don't know, 1.7 miles away from the heart of the witchcraft. And so now I'm been in and out of town on foot, but this time I upgraded to a bicycle. Bicycle. Because I'm not hoofing, I had to hoof out to check on the dogs. And this time I said, no, I'm upgrading to a bike.
Look what we have located.
And this
Some butterbeer. Found a Harry Potter store.
Harry Potter and Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, the best store here, let's be real. There it is. It's all good fun and nothing evil. Daddy rode a bike to catch up with us, rented it. Clever man. So many. Okay, Salem, Massachusetts. We came, we saw. I actually was super excited to go to Salem. Tom, not so much. I played Abigail Williams back in the day in The Crucible, and so I'm very familiar with the history and kind of the characters and the players in the witch trials. But I wanted my kids to learn about it. I think it's always fun to go to a place when you're going to learn about a thing. So I was excited to go. We also love Hocus Pocus. Love Hocus Pocus. And so we got to see a lot of the little, you know, places they filmed the movie and whatnot, which was super fun for me and the kids. A couple of takeaways. One, we went on a Wednesday in October. So when they say it's busy in October, that is true. But on the weekdays, it's pretty normal. I wouldn't even call it busy. Felt perfectly fine. So if you can go on a weekday, you're going to be just fine. We also arrived in Salem around 9 a.m., which probably 9:30, which apparently witches and warlocks don't get up early because it was perfectly fine. There was hardly anybody around. And as the day went on, more and more people showed up. We did park our RV kind of outside of the main downtown area. I believe it was called, I'll have to put it in the comments what it was called, or in the under the video here of where we parked the RV, but it was actually pretty simple. We paid, it was for free. Again, I think it was this way because it was a weekday. So perhaps you would have trouble parking an RV on a weekend, I would imagine. So early on a weekday, you're going to be good. I couldn't believe how big Salem was. I thought Salem was more of a village, and Salem is a city, a big city. It felt big city, not like Boston big city, but like much more of a big city than I thought. There is kind of, you know, you can walk from one thing to the next in Salem. However, it was a little bit more spread out than I even thought. So in regards to walking, you know, we've had to kind of, there wasn't like a, you go here and then it makes sense to go here to the next place. It's kind of like, do you want to see the Hocus Pocus things? Do you want to see the museum things? Do you want to go shop? Because each thing would have a different plan of attack, and we wanted to see a little bit of all of it. So we kind of I felt like we were just kind of running over here and then, okay, let's go over this way and let's go over this way. We did go to the Salem Witch Museum, which I thought was a really cool approach to a museum. It is kind of a presentation, let's call it. You sit in a theater in the round, and there's like all these vignettes around the room that they light up, and they tell the story of the whole witch trials. Interestingly, apparently, which I probably knew this from high school, witch trials were far more prevalent, went on for much longer, and were far more egregious in Europe than here in the United States. This was kind of like a little blimp incident, but it was very popular in the time to burn people at the stake in that time period. So kids are coming back from coffee. We learned a bunch. I don't think I'd go back. It was easy to do in half a day. We did the Witch Museum, saw all the Hocus Pocus things, saw the shops. Another thing that I realized is how like real witch and real dark magic and occulty Salem is. That was a little bit alarming. But hey, now that you know that, you won't be surprised by that. What'd you guys learn at Salem, Sissy? Merritt?
I learned that butterbeer in Salem isn't very good.
That's true. We did buy a butterbeer because we fell for the one Harry Potter store that we found. And it wasn't very good. It was definitely not as good as Harry Potter World.
British butterbeer.
As British butterbeer. Would you learn, Cadence? Anything historical? You said it made it seem like the girls were telling the truth at the beginning. Hindsight, we can all look back, and we also have the young girls who started the whole thing, her confession of it being made up much, after the fact. But during the time, people were really caught up and thought it was all for real, and now we can see very clearly, oh my gosh, probably not so much.
At the beginning of the announcement, like what do you call it?
The presentation?
The presentation, it really seems like they were with the little girl side and against the people who were being accused until
For sure.
the very end.
Well, they killed them all, so they were absolutely...
No, like the people who were presenting the play.
Yeah. Oh, I
really
see.
felt like
The
they were
museum.
Yeah, the museum. Yeah,
was-
they made the girls
I see.
feel innocent until the very end.
I see. Okay.
What if this is all just a cover up to defend witches? What if they really were witches?
Well, it was interesting because they also went through the perception of witches throughout the years. Like, how did we get from witch trials to Green Witch, to Wicca, like the different things. And apparently Wiccans don't worship the devil. They worship Earth or something, which I was like, I feel like there's some devil in there, but what do I know? I'm not a Wiccan. Anyway, it was good. Now you know. Lost a bike off the back.
It was mine.
We lost Merritt's bike off the back. Like
With
on,
a brand new
on the
$38
bridge.
tire.
With a brand new $38 tire.
Plus a $40 inner tube.
And happened on a bridge, and about 38 people told us, you lost a bike, but we're on a bridge, so can't stop.
A girl. The bridge.
A girl
Well, now we're
stuck her head
stopped.
out the window and said, "You lost a bike." Yeah.
Now we're stopped right between, like, about to go under a tunnel, and Dad's out there. Like, we're literally stopped in the middle of the freeway. It's great. Checking the bike. It's where we're stopped, in the shoulder area. Oh, jeez. What was the promise?
We're gonna get Merritt a better bike than he had before.
Not everybody's bike is laid to rest on the Boston Bridge, whatever that's called.
I would have loved to thrown it in the harbor.
Pretty exciting, but now we got all the other bikes secure, huh? Gage, yours is next in line.
That's why I always like Dad's monitor back.
These dang Tennessee bumpkins.
We're in the Big Dig. Little history on the Big Dig. Planning started in 1982. Construction started in 1991. And it wasn't completed until 2007. But it is a 300 acres of road, highway, interstate, running underneath the city of Boston. Not exactly sure how long it is, but it was, the whole entire point of it was to alleviate traffic, which, as you can see, was a resounding success. Not a bit of traffic in sight. As far as the eye